My name is Walter Mann. Retired from 22 years active duty. About a month back, I'd found out about the COVID vaccinations being lowered to age 65 for the VA. So I had driven almost an hour. I pulled into the main parking lot, and not knowing where I was going, I happened to see a woman coming down into the parking lot, and she had a badge on, identifying her as an employee. So I just asked her if she knew where the vaccination site was. And this was about lunchtime, so I'm assuming she was going to lunch. And she said, "Certainly, sir, I'll show you where it is." And my assumption was she'd point me in the right direction and say they'll take care of you from there. Instead, she turned around and said, "Here, I'll take you in." So as we were walking up to the main entrance, she said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "No, I'm going to try to get in. I drove an hour to get here." She said, "Oh, well, we'll make sure we take care of you. Don't worry, I'm going to make sure you get all set up and see what we can do." So we checked in at the nurse's station. Again, I thought she'd send me on my way, and she said, "I'll take you down there." And as we were walking a couple of minutes down the hallway, she told me, "Don't worry, sir. I will not leave you until I am absolutely certain that you are in there getting your COVID vaccination." So we walked down, and I was prepared to speak with the people doing the check-in. And before I could even open my mouth, this woman spoke up for me and said, "This gentleman didn't have an appointment, but he drove over an hour." So she exaggerated a tiny bit for me, but she said he drove an hour in the hopes of getting a vaccination. "I hope you can take care of him." And I will tell you that everyone I dealt with was fantastic. The people at the check-in took my information and said, "Yep, you're all set. We can get you in today." And again, this woman stayed with me and said, "I told you I'm not leaving you until I know you're getting your injection." So we put together my couple of papers that they gave me, and they said, "Go on into the theater and a nurse will check you in there." And at this point, as we waited to check in, I stopped, and she had remained anonymous, just doing her duty, I guess, she thought. And I said, "Please tell me what your name is." And she identified herself as Lavita. I glanced down at her badge. So we went in, and again, Lavita went in with me. The nurse took my temperature, looked at all my papers, and said, "This gentleman down there will take care of you and get you seated for your injection." Not until this volunteer came up and said, "Come with me, I'll assign you your seat, and you're about 2 people away from getting your shot," did Lavita say, "I think you're all set, sir. Have a great day." I will say that everyone I encountered did make me feel, even whether I encountered them for 5 or 6 minutes or 5 or 6 seconds, made me feel at that moment like I was the most important person in the world that they were dealing with. So a shout out to everybody, but very, very specifically to Lavita.